or
Yes. Well, so she
okay, cool,
sent
cool,
me,
cool.
I think she meant to send me, she sent me Stretch Night 1, and I think she meant to send me Haven #1, but it ended up being like cover B for Stretch Night 1, which was fine.
Oh, okay.
But I read that one, so
Cool, cool,
I
cool.
didn't get to read Haven, but that's okay. Is it based off the Haven in the book in Stretch Night?
Is it? Yes, 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 it
Okay,
is. Yeah, so it's like a scared universe in Sketch Night.
cool.
So it all takes place in Rook City.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
so yeah, yeah.
The so do you have a comic shop as well?
No, God, no.
Okay,
That'd be cool though, but
right. Well,
right?
that's what I'm gonna do soon.
Hey,
Well, maybe
hey,
not
heck yeah.
soon, but eventually.
No, 100%. Yeah, so it's shared universe and really, so Haven was the first one, and I actually started it because my uncle passed away from cancer, and really I just fell back into comics, and it was kind of like obviously like a darker time and whatnot. And yeah, I just fell back into reading and just I just kind of thought like because I got like 50s in English, you know what I mean? Like
Me too.
I am by no means like a writer or you know what well I guess I am now, right? But
That's a
before
funny yeah, we'll touch on that because that's a
yeah,
funny one.
no, absolutely. And it's like it's kind of like with you with this, right? It's just it's something that I wanted to try with Haven, and I just found that I had a passion for it, but not only did I have a passion for it, I just like I seemed to be good at it. Uh,
Yeah.
and like just the feedback I was getting and stuff like that. And it was kind of one of those times where it's like I've always felt like everyone always has something. You know what I mean? Like you're the soccer guy or you're like, you know, whatever. I
Right.
never had that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And whatnot. And so finding that thing for me was so huge, right? Was amazing. And yeah, and now I just write and make stories and all that. So yeah.
That's a great topic we can touch on too. Um, so have you ever used Riverside before?
No, never,
Okay,
never.
so it's pretty cool. I love it.
For
It
sure.
stores all the video and everything.
Mhm.
I've already hit record, but just I might look a little blurry to you. It's perfectly normal. Like you might, you don't look 100% perfect like on your screen. It's perfectly normal for that to happen. It doesn't really care about projecting the image to each other because it's
Mhm.
uploading directly to their servers,
Okay.
like on your from your hard drive to their servers. And then once I stop recording, which you're at 98% uploaded, which is perfectly like it's gonna should float between 98 99 through the recording. And
Okay.
when I stop recording, we just have to wait for it to hit 100% before we can jump off. That way, it processes everything.
Totally. Totally.
So but and when I pull it all in and do the editing later on, it'll be perfectly clear. So
Cool.
it'll be
No,
good.
sounds
Um
great.
the let's see. Yeah, that's about the gist of Riverside. It's amazing. This is I don't know exactly. This will be episode like 68 or 9 or something like that. So this
Wow.
is we released episode 66 this morning. So and our episode 1 dropped March 30th of this
Jesus. Is that
year.
right? Is that right?
Yeah, so we did episode 1 March 30th, and we've done 60, and I took a little bit of a not a I hate to call it a break, but we really didn't record a lot in June. I wanted to, we just didn't do it. We were on the road. Like we did a
Yeah,
little
sure.
trip across country,
Nice.
and visiting family and taking care of some my brother had surgery, my sister ended up having surgery at the same time. They live
Mm,
out in the Midwest.
right.
And so I didn't really take it as serious in June. And then when I got back, it hadn't really lost traction. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just give this 100% go.
Yeah.
And my daughter and I have been having a blast, and
Good for
we
you.
had Stephanie Phillips on, which was amazing.
I saw that. Yeah, that's awesome.
T.S. Luther, he's another really cool guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah, I'm in a Discord with him, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
Well, I'm at to
cool dude.
sneak in that Discord. Um, I'm not
Heck
good
yeah.
at Discord, but um
Discord's a weird place for sure.
it is a weird place. I have a couple of them like I made for my different businesses I've done over the years. I probably need to make one for this or change one of the old ones to for the podcast. That'd be kind of cool. I just made a Substack. I'm learning, so made a Substack the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Uh, yeah, so I
Okay.
got that going, and
Nice.
yeah, because I'm giving away like a free preview, like first 4 pages of my comic book for
Of your
people
con
that.
could I see it?
Yeah, well, so
Is that
here's the
cool?
cover.
Was that right?
So this is
Oh,
cover A.
uh, okay, yeah, hell yeah.
So it's called The
Hell
Chronicles
yeah.
of Panel Pete,
Okay.
and this is cover B.
Oh,
This
shut
one
up.
I did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this is so Panel Pete is a comic word bubble who lives inside
Yeah,
a comic book. And he's our
that's funny.
mascot. So like you see my hat, he's our
Yeah, sure,
mascot
sure, sure, sure.
for the comic. And so this is just a picture of him like peeking out of a dollar bot,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
I love that.
so the basis of the comic is basically issue 1 is like the first story is this kid's getting like bullied in school, like, you know, walking home, stops in a comic shop, buys this comic, not realizing that, you know, it's Panel Pete that lives in it, has him in his book bag. He comes out, like, scares people away, you know,
Mm.
scares the bullies, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
thing, goes back, but makes the kid feel better, right, about himself, gives the
Yeah,
kid like
yeah.
motivation. And, uh, you know, and then he kind of like at the end, he'll like trade in the comic book, you know, for somebody else to, you know,
For someone else
benefit
to got
from.
for someone else to yo,
So that's the
that's smart.
premise of the story.
That's so smart.
A small town, tucked inside a quiet comic shop. Something magical is waking up. Billy never felt like he belonged. A new school, a couple of bullies, and no real friends. But everything changes when he finds a forgotten comic in the dollar box. From the pages of the comic comes a tiny, shape-shifting hero determined to help Billy find his confidence. He whispers encouragement, he sneaks through the halls, and he shows Billy the hero he can become. Because sometimes all it takes is one unexpected friend to help you rewrite your story. From the dollar bin to the real world, The Chronicles of Panel Pete, an all-ages fantasy one-shot adventure. A story about courage, friendship, and the magic waiting in every comic shop. Created and written by A.J. Ryman. Illustrated and co-written by Mike Algier. Are you ready for issue 1?
Issue 2, if I do it, which I'm sure I will, is going to be like the origin story. So it's going to be like a medieval type story, like a sorcerer or a wizard or something that like accidentally, like Billy's the kid in the first issue
Yep, yep.
who's getting bullied. So it's like basically the title's like Billy's Bad Day or Bad Time or something like that.
Sure, sure.
Haven't finalized that. So the next issue will be an origin story of Panel P, and it'll be like the wizard's bad day. And he's having like
Nice.
a bad day and accidentally creates Panel P in a book, in like a
Yeah,
sorcerer book or something. So that's
that's
like the
cool.
lowdown.
That's cool.
And Mike Algier, do you know who that is? He's from Dork Art Comics. He's on
I
Instagram. He's
don't
not on
think so.
TikTok. I had him on a couple, actually, been on twice now. But I interviewed him and like just kind of, you know, we hit it off and messaged it back and forth on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
And he sent me just like a piece of fan art of Panel Pete one day. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, hey, would you do a cover, you know, for me? And he's like, yeah. So he did this cover. And then he sent me something. He sent me that and maybe something else. And I was like, dude, just do the whole book. So now I'm paying him to do all the artwork. So
Nice.
and I've got some of his work. Like this is one of his. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Very
one of
cool.
his books. He's done
Yeah.
3 or 4.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, it's been a fun, dude. It's been awesome. But yeah, I can. Are you on Substack at all?
No, I'm not. This one thing I need to do is get on. Everyone always says like,
Yeah,
you
I'll
gotta
send
be
you a
on it.
link to
So
my link tree, but you can,
for sure.
if you just subscribe, it's like basically an email. I think I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
You'll get like the first 4 pages and the cover and stuff. I
That's
might up
cool.
it to 5. I don't know, but it should be done in January, and then I'll have
Nice.
some cool content because we're going. I have a friend who owns a print shop in Michigan, and I'm gonna go up there, and when I got the layout done, and I'm gonna be there and record like the first issues being printed, the whole
That's cool.
process. So that'd be
That's
kind of
cool.
cool. And then we're gonna start doing conventions and advertising the podcast and the comic book. So
That's amazing. That's
it'll be a
amazing.
cool journey, cool story, I think.
Heck yeah.
Something for
Good
my
for you.
daughter to, participate in. And we went to a convention. I know we're just chatting at the moment. This is fun, but
No, yeah, absolutely. Please.
we went to a convention a couple weeks ago. We're in North Carolina, and we went to a convention, and I got to meet the homebrew guys. So the first guy I
Yeah,
interviewed, it was really cool to be able to meet people in person. Like if I ever met
for
you in
sure.
person, it'd be awesome. Like people I interview, right?
Absolutely.
So I got to meet them, but then we're like walking around, and like a couple of people recognized us. Like, and my daughter
Really?
freaked out.
Oh, that's cool though, right?
It
Like
is
that's
cool.
cool.
And they're like, "Oh wait, you guys have a podcast, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, we do the comic podcast. Me and her, and I
Yeah,
interview people." It's like, "Yeah, I've seen an episode." I'm like, "Okay,
that's
that's weird."
awesome. That's rad though.
where
That's so cool.
Where do you guys live?
We live in Canada actually, so
Okay,
yeah, it's like minus 20 Celsius if you know
that's cold.
if it's cold. It's
That's
it's a cold
like
time.
0 degrees.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a time for sure. Our trees are now white.
Oh,
Yeah, they get
what
so
part of
cold that
Canada?
Saskatchewan.
You're you're way up there.
Oh yeah, prairie. Well, I guess I don't know. Prairies might sound
Where is
different. I
Saskatchewan?
live
Hold
in a
on.
city. I don't even think you like you're gonna look it up. You'd be like, no, I didn't. I
Right?
didn't.
I know it's up there.
Yeah, it's a time for sure.
I can't even probably spell Saskatchewan.
Where Chappelle Roan's new song or whatever, where she's like, I'm moving to
Oh, yeah.
Saskatchewan.
You're not far.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, there's no cities there.
There are cities. We're cities. We city it up. I live in a city, but to get from one end to the city to the other is 15 minutes. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's a
That's up there, buddy.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
We
It's a time.
I have not been to Saskatchewan. I've been
It's fair.
to uh the like the Pacific and I've been on the Pacific side to like Skagway, like, well,
Mm.
technically Alaska, but we went into Canada, like the Klondike for a minute. And then I've been to, Niagara Falls in New York, and that's about it.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's a time. I want we're gonna be going down to because my partner's from California actually.
okay.
So we're gonna be going down to the States next year to like do cons and stuff like
Heck
that.
yeah.
And I wanna really, really branch out and like get my name out there and hopefully do a portfolio review that leads to a image if you're hearing that. But
Hey,
some work.
Invader, Image, Boom,
Invader image.
all of
Yeah,
them.
Invader. We're emailing, sir.
Are you? Sweet.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Mike's a
I
good
hit them up
guy.
with. Yeah, no, seems real cool.
I'm
Absolutely.
thinking about pitching them my book. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I'm doing it regardless, so it doesn't matter.
No, 100. Well,
Um,
yeah. Are you doing a Kickstarter for it? You think?
I am. I have a
Nice,
pre-launch page
nice.
built. I probably need to redo it. I'm learning. But I'm not going to launch it until probably February or March
Yeah, no. Let
until
it
I
give it time to
have
build.
until I have a complete product, right?
Yep, yep.
I have the product in my hand. The Kickstarter's just going to be like, "Hey, all right, here you go. Here it is. You want to back it? Want to support me? Here you go." So
100%. 100%.
see, I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure. I got to look into Substack a little. I'm not sure if I can sell products on there because I might just sell it on there too. I mean, I'll do the
Yeah,
Kickstarter, but I put like $500 as a goal. Like, I'm not trying to,
yeah.
because it's
Sure.
already going to be done, right? Like, I'm already going to
Hmm.
have it printed in a box in my, in my room here. So,
Yeah,
um, it'll basically like run the Kickstarter, give me your address, and I ship it. That's it.
very cool.
So We'll see. I'm learning. I'm trying to figure out how to do this marketing thing because, like,
It's hard.
it's
It's
hard, you know,
so hard.
it's but at the
So
same
hard.
time, I've been at it for 10 months, 9 months, you know, it's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
you know, you can have a
I
baby, you can't even
yeah.
have a baby in the time I've had this, so, like, you
I
know?
have to tell myself that all the time. All the time. Like seriously. I think it's just I think that you're just like hungry for it. You know what I mean? Like you're just you and you see other people already like have it and you're like I want to be there. Like let's go, right? Kind of thing. And I think like writing and like doing comics for me is like I'm so blessed to be working with the artists I work with. I'm so blessed to be, you know, being kind of like where I am, and I love what we put out. Uh, you know, and I see other people, and I'm like, you know what, you know, you're hungry for it, and you're just like, I want to do more, right? And I want to do
Right.
more, and it's like, yeah,
But we'll get to that too. We need to, like, actually do an intro and then
yeah,
actually have these
we
conversations.
just we
I'm just
just
gonna, you know, just upload it, whatever, you know,
yeah, yeah.
upload the whole thing. Well, we
cold,
tried to have a
cold open.
podcast, but it was just a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This is the cold open, folks.
Right, the cold
So
opening. So, yeah, we'll jump right in. Unless you got any
cool.
questions for me, you good to go?
No, I'm good to go, man. Absolutely.
Awesome,
Yeah, yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
Hey, comic creators, artists, writers, world builders, this is your call to action. Here at Talking Comics, we love diving into the stories behind the stories. Whether you're just starting out or you've been in the game for years, we want to hear your journey, your creative process, and what fuels your imagination. So, ready to talk comics with us? Message us or hit the link in our bio and be a guest on Talking Comics.
Well, welcome to Talking Comics. I appreciate you
Absolutely.
being here. We got Brayden with us. He is a comic writer and promoter of his own comic and other
Yeah.
people's comics. But before we go into your comic, give us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll start back with all the conversation we've already been having.
Yeah, all the stuff we already hit it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, my name is Brayden. So Rook City Comics is my comic publishing thing entity. And yeah, and I make comics. I have Haven and Sketch Night out right now. And more on the way. About me, I started making comics. I started writing Haven, which was my first comic, probably a year and a half ago. And I released Haven in March on Kickstarter, and that was super cool. Um, I started making comics because my uncle passed away from cancer, and really what it was for me was I just wanted, and I didn't know that it would spawn into everything it spawned into. But I just wanted something to like have a story where I could honor my uncle and kind of have that be that. So for like Haven, the detective is modeled after my uncle and all that. But I wanted to like do superheroes and really give a knack at this writing thing. And after writing that, I just fell in love with it, and I've been making comics and writing comics since.
It's awesome, man. That's a pretty cool story. So the inspiration was your uncle, said,
Yeah,
right? Your
yeah,
uncle.
100%.
And what's in the story that's, you know, like a tribute to him?
Yeah, so for Haven, one of the main characters is a detective, and so my uncle was a cop. So I wanted that, and so he's modeled after my uncle, the actual character is, and and yeah, and I just wanted this story or this thing, whatever I created, whatever the first thing that I was gonna create, I wanted him to be a meaningful part of the story, in a way. So I did that, and yeah, um, working on issue 2. We're actually almost done issue 2 now. So, gonna be getting that out, 2026, and really,
Awesome.
yeah.
So how'd you find an artist?
So Facebook, Reddit,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like nothing special. There's Facebook groups that's like connecting comic artists with writers and stuff like that. And you really people will just post up their art and you get to sift through and contact people and stuff like that. And actually, I think it was on Reddit where I found so Haven is a it's a superhero book set in Rook City, which is kind of like my Gotham City.
Yep.
And what I do is like, so the superheroes are called enhanced. They're like mutants from X-Men, and the kind of like civil unrest part of it, of like people despising enhanced and not really liking them, and kind of being afraid, right? Just based off the powers they have and stuff like that, right? And so I play with that part of like the city and kind of what people are feeling in the city. And it follows Haven and the detective being like my uncle, right? And it follows them as they kind of like go out and like deal with the corruption and deal with the, like, you know, all these other things that have kind of popped up and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So you find an artist, and then you know, did you get a no at first, or
Dude,
I only
with
touch on this because TS Lizard gives me a bunch of crap
yeah.
because he says I just, ask one time, got a yes, don't get no's, so I have to like ask these questions to make sure, that other
Mhm.
people have the struggle like we all do.
Yeah, I so like for Haven, I don't well, actually I did get I funny enough, so when I first started making comics, I didn't know how to reach out to anybody. So like I didn't have these groups.
Hmm.
So I just started like hitting up people on Instagram that I saw their art, and I was like, I want to pay you to make this, please. And I hit up, I think it was an art agent. It was like I forget what, I think the Ink Pulp guys are like after, or like this guy kind of like reps them or whatever. But I saw the art. I was like, cool. And he's like, get in contact with this dude or whatever, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And I hit him up. I was like, hey, I want these people to make comics, please. And we had talked and stuff. And the page rate I was offering was just like not in the ball, because these are like pro, like DC Marvel,
Right.
you know what I mean? That like I at the time had no understanding of. And he was like, he was nice about it. He was like, man, this is kind of how it is, right? And so and yeah, so yeah, definitely there are no's to be had for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, I'm paying money. I mean, we all pay money, right?
No, for sure.
You have to pay to get it done. It's
Yeah,
only the
pay to
fair way to
play.
do it.
100%.
So, how did comics become your thing? We talked a little bit about that earlier.
Yeah.
L-
Yeah, 100%. So I started, like I said, kind of writing Haven, and I was never the kid that, again, like did super well in English. Like I wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like I was like 50s in English. My English teachers probably hated me for a time. Like it was, you know what I mean? Like it just wasn't my thing, right? And so
100%. I feel that because if my English
yeah,
teachers knew that I wrote a comic book now, they'd probably
for sure.
faint. They'd faint.
They'd be like, well, and it's one of those things too, right? Where it's kind of like if you, what is it, like if you tell a fish, or if you judge a fish by like how well it can climb a tree, right, it'll always feel like it's, and it's one of those things where you don't even know that like you have these certain skills, you don't even know like until you do it, right?
Right?
And so when I started writing comics, not coming from a writing background or anything like that, or I was just kind of like, I had to like research how it was done, and then like within myself be like, how do I want to do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what does a story look like, from my eyes, right? And like what does that script look like and everything else, right? And yeah, and I found a method, and I found a way that worked for me, and my artists, you know, never complained or was like, hey man, what the hell is this kind of thing. And I think what we ended up with, when you get into like the panels and the pages and everything else, looks really cool. And I was really, really happy about it. And yeah.
That's
Yeah,
one of
it
the
was.
coolest things ever to me through this journey of creating a comic book myself is seeing artwork pages come back or
It's
get
like Christmas,
dude, it's
right?
so
Right?
cool. Something that
It's
I
like
wrote
Christmas.
is now on a like it's just
Oh,
amazing.
it's insane. And for anybody out there, listen, it is the best feeling. Like I will, and it's weirdly addicting. It's weirdly addicting where you're like, maybe I will start another project kind of thing. And it's always something I have to kind of like curtail and be like, no, we finished what we're doing. You know what I
Right,
mean?
finish the
You
first one.
do what you're doing kind of thing, right? And no, but it's been, especially when you get, and I think like if you keep making comics and stuff like that, as you work with like different artists, the relationships you build and just
Mhm,
like the flows you can get into, right? Especially when you work with an artist for an extended period of time. Like I have the guy who did Sketch Night, I work with him all the time. I love him to death. And Victor Silva, and he's working on another project for me, like a cyberpunk manga type
awesome.
series. And yeah, and like even that, like going from like one project to another and just seeing like the difference in art and work and just like having him, like you're seeing someone like level up or evolve, or you know what I mean, like as you're working with them. And it's just
Mhm.
it's so much fun for sure.
So what is your writing process like before we get too far away from that?
Sure. Yeah,
How did
100%.
you start? Like, I love watching the videos that creators put out. A lot of people are doing it, and I've put them out when I ask these questions. Because
Mhm.
everybody's process is different, but it's also I want to keep making that content because that's what got me to write the comic book. Right?
Yeah.
Create. I was inspired by interviewing creators. But then I'm like you, like, how do you write a comics? I don't know how to write a comic book. What do
Yeah,
you do?
100%.
And it was like one
100%.
video. It's like, oh, I write a layout with this, I do
Mhm,
this, and I'm
mhm.
like, I can do that, and then I did it. So,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
your process?
So it varies. I like loose scripts. So some
Yep.
people will go like panel for panel, like this is what happens. I like I say that it's kind of like a hybrid of the Marvel method. Is what I like to say. So the Marvel method, for those who don't know, is pretty much back in the day, and I'm gonna butcher this, but it was pretty much that they would write like the action that was kind of like going on in the page. And they were like overly loose with it. They were like,
Right.
a fight scene happens here type thing, and then just like figure it out. And then they would do the dialogue afterwards. So they did the dialogue once the art was done. And then you get your kind of more traditional comic scripts that are like panel by panel, and then this dialogue is said, right?
Hmm.
What I tend to do is I go loose with the scripts. So I will first like outline what I want like the 20 pages to be, page by page. And then I will like tighten it up until I'm like happy with it. And then I'll start writing. So I'll start writing like page one. And all I really do, because I personally don't like panel for panel, because I think like
Right.
whatever you say to an artist influences what they make, right? And so if I say, hey, I only want 4 panels on this one, then automatically I'm getting something different than what I would have got if I was
If
just
you
like,
let it
this
go.
is what exactly. And so
I'm
what
very
I like,
similar. I like that
yeah,
a lot because I
yeah,
did the same thing. I
100%.
was like, I have an overarching theme of what I want to happen on
Yep,
the page.
yep,
I have like where it happens, the time of day, and this is what I think's going to be said. Loose, and even that's loose, right? Like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not locking
100%.
in the words either, right?
Yeah,
And they'll come back
me
and he's
neither.
lettering too, and it'll be like he'll change like one word, and I'll be like, or add a sentence, and I'm like, yep, makes perfect sense, great job, you know. And I love that part of the whole process.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And that's completely fair, man. Like, I like with my dialogue, I tend to be like, what the dialogue is what the dialogue is kind of thing, like whatever. But like with the art, so I'll lay out the action of a page and I'll just be like, um, I could probably even bring up an example. Um, we'll do, we'll do like this one. I don't know how well this is gonna register. on the thing. But like, yeah, so like these pages here, this is like a fight scene, right? And like all I'll really do is I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like sketch night opens this or finds this, and then I want the guy to come in, kind of with the jump attack stuff like that there, and we'll kind of go like that for a bit, and then like he'll send me layouts. We could revise stuff, right? Like as it goes. Sometimes I like to like combine panels or switch things up, but yeah, I think everyone has a different process.
Mhm.
And I think with each, even like with each artist and with each new project that you work on, you're gonna find that your process changes based off what the art how the artist does things too, right?
Right. It's all about, how you work together, and
Yeah, absolutely.
right? And, the creative process, the partnership, co-creating something, right? It's what
Yeah.
you got to do. And it changes, everybody works differently, and the collaboration, that's the word I was just stalling to figure out in my head, was
Mm.
collaboration.
Heck yes. That's
Uh, but, like, it's it's, like, so fun, it's so great, like, the collaboration, like, I have with Mike Algier,
mm, yeah.
and it's just been amazing. Like, he'll do a sketch, he'll send it to me, and I told him, like, after page 2, I think he sent me, I was like, "I'm gonna run out of adjectives by page 5 that I can describe these books without repeating them, and
Yeah.
then I'll find new adjectives because it's even that much cooler on page 7," right, when he sends it to me. It's like, this is freaking so cool.
It is so, you know what, guys? It is so cool.
Worth
Um,
every penny, I will tell
what
you.
literally, and the pennies be pennying, all right?
They're pennies. There are a lot of them, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's I may only I might sell 1 book, but I'm gonna have it. It's gonna be my book, and that's all that
It's
matters.
selling, and I'm so excited for you. Like because you said you started this in March, right?
Pretty much, yeah, February, March is when we really
Yeah,
started
and
this.
I released Haven in March, so like
Sweet.
we're
Yeah.
pretty similar in terms of
I don't
start
even know,
times.
like, let's see, so I think I decided to write a comic probably in July.
Mm,
Um,
caught the bug.
I caught the bug, right? I was inspired, like,
Yep,
I
yep,
had to
yep.
do it, and I'm like, "Okay, I can do this." And I created a mascot, which I was super excited about because
Heck yeah.
I've had a couple businesses in the past where I had a store, I had a hobby shop, so a board game, card game store
That's
for
awesome.
about
Hell yeah.
9 years.
Really?
And I ended up selling it. I had an opportunity to sell it, sold it when my oldest daughter started playing golf. And I ended up being on the golf course too much with her. So I sold the store and
Nice.
we ended up but I never had a mascot. I always tried, could never get a
Mm,
mascot for the store. And I turned that into like some miniature game accessory company. I made accessories out of like mouse pad material and some other stuff. And didn't really have a mascot for that. I'm like, okay. And then so I did that till COVID, and then after COVID just kind of killed everything. And but the last couple years I've been like, man, I really want to do something again. So that's what
yeah,
this podcast has become too. It's really fulfilled that inner need to do something on my own again.
that's amazing.
Um, and I was so excited because I was able to create a mascot for this business. And
Yeah,
now I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to write a comic book based off it.
Right? Yeah.
And it wasn't like I wrote the script Labor Day, so September, beginning of September. I was on a trip. I went to Alaska and had a long plane ride there and back, and I used that time to write the script on the plane. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty new.
No, sure. And it's so weird. And I don't know if you have had this or whatever, like starting something new out, right? But it's like there's so much, I feel like there's so much like the self-doubt kind of creeps in sometimes, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
And like even when you're killing it, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm very blessed to be working with the artists I'm working with. I think my books are very, very happy with them. Okay.
right.
Um, but even then, I'm like, is, you know what I mean? Like the self-doubt, like, am I really a right? And like the script thing that we talked about before, that was something I had huge insecurities about. Of like,
Me
because
too.
every creator that I have, like writer that I like, you know, network with and talk with and hang out with, they do panel by panel type stuff, and their scripts are very like, you know, thorough and whatnot, and mine are not that,
See,
right?
I
And
had that same exact thought. I was like,
mm,
man, when I finished my script, because I did the 20 page, just like you, I wrote, 1 through 20 on a piece of
yeah, yeah,
paper,
yeah,
did my overarching theme per page, took
100%.
that, wrote like basically 1 page per thing or whatever, um, a loose script. And when I got done, I gave it to my wife and kid and had them read it, and I ran and hid because I was
Sure. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
just what you
Absolutely.
do, right?
Absolutely. That's like, absolutely right.
And I was so nervous. But they came back and they're like, "Oh, this is good." And I'm like, "Really? You're just saying that?" They're like, "No, no, it's good." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Okay." So I gave it to the artist, gave it to Mike, and he was like, "This is pretty good." I'm like, "Okay, okay." He's put out like 5 or 6 books, right?
Sure.
He's
Sure.
graphic novels. He's got graphic novels worth of books,
I salute him.
right?
That's what you say.
And
I know
so
the
I'm
hurt
like,
there.
okay, and but I felt like I didn't have enough dialogue or enough. I didn't think it was enough, you know? And I'm sure it was self-doubt, just overcritical, right? You're always your own worst critic. Happens to me all the time, every day. But I'm learning to get over that. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like when you start a podcast, you go back and watch episode 1. It's me and Annika at a card table and I think a webcam or an iPad camera or
Yeah.
something.
Sure.
It's like just do it. Like episode
Yeah.
60, whatever this is going to be, is a lot better than episode 1.
Yeah.
And now I got this cool
Absolutely.
background. I'm going to redo the whole background probably next month, maybe this weekend. I got all these prints. There's like 6 or 8
Hell yeah.
prints in that stack. I got to hang up. So, um,
Very cool.
but yeah, the self doubt is just. I was so worried about not having enough dialogue, but it's actually worked out. And yeah, he's
When
added
you see it
some.
when you see it on the
And you
page,
see it on the
right?
page, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is
It's
really
more than you
good.
think it's gonna be. Yeah.
And I let a friend of mine read. I think I had like 8 pages back at the time. And
Yeah.
she read it and she's like, I feel so bad for this kid. I'm like, well, it gets better. Like there's a turning point, like we're almost at that, like one more page and we'll be at that turning point where it'll
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
getting good, right? And she's like, yeah, but I feel so bad. I'm like, okay, that's a good thing, I guess.
Mhm.
That the preview kind of makes you want to read more. So
Yeah. No, 100%. And like, and that's such a cool thing too. Like, and I'm the same way with you. Like, I let someone read my work, and then I hide, or like if I message someone, even you, I'm worried to know what you found about Sketch Night. Although, I will be asking later,
okay. I
or
mean, we
or
can we can
now or
discuss it
now if
on
you
the
have,
podcast if you really want
yeah,
this out there in the world.
sure, absolutely. I always say, hey, if you're gonna judge my work, be brutal about it. Like I
Not gonna
want,
be brutal.
or what, or honest.
No, I
But
know. I'm picking on you, but I did get to
yeah,
read
yeah,
Sketch Night today, and
100%.
I liked it. I thought the use of enhanced was awesome. The kid going from like a wheelchair to superpower was really cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's very motivational, and I feel bad. I should have been able. I probably should have reached out and read Haven first because is Sketch Night like the second
Y-
part
Yeah, well, so
or
no,
just
so they're
another
they're
story in the universe?
yes, in the
Okay,
yeah, 100%. So the way I'm laying it out is like Haven is its own thing,
okay,
Sketch Night is its own thing,
okay,
but they're following the same timeline. So,
okay.
and I don't mean just like they like the events of Haven and the events of Sketch Night happen like a day or two apart from each other.
Okay. And they have some of the
And they're
same characters in it, right?
yeah, like so like for instance, like the Devil's Syndicate in Sketch Night,
Yep.
you'll see those guys in Haven as well.
Okay. I like
Stuff like that,
those
right?
guys. So it was
Yeah.
very
Yeah, yeah.
where it was very I'm a huge Dick Tracy fan. it gave me that part gave me the whole Dick Tracy vibe and Point Break
Yeah,
vibe too. I like the, you know, Point
yeah.
Break, Ex-Presidents, that movie? Okay, I'm showing my
I
age, never mind.
maybe
Keanu
probably.
Reeves, you know who Keanu Reeves is?
Yes, of course, of course, of
Okay, go
course.
look up. Do you know who Patrick Swayze is?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
those two were in a movie together called Point
Okay.
Break
Point
in
Break.
like 1992 or 3, maybe 5. I don't know. Could have been
Wow.
91. What year was
That
it?
yeah, it was 91. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, 91. Okay. I was trying to okay, I'm old. Watch that movie. It's a
Watch
great
that
freaking
movie.
movie.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
But the scene where the Devil Syndicate like busts out of the back of the
Yeah,
like
of the
armored
van
truck
and
or the
yeah,
van or
yeah, yeah.
whatever, it's very Point Break-esque, and I loved it.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you.
Showing
Thank you.
my age there, but whatever. I'll be 44 next month. But no, the story I thought was good. It definitely left me on a cliffhanger. I want to read issue 2 now.
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately.
Issue 2 is even crazy.
Sure. And it could be me because I tend to read too quick and not well, if that makes any
Mm.
sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I'm like my English teacher, my reading teacher hated me just as much.
Yeah,
Uh,
sure, sure.
which is crazy because I'm into this now. Like I've always read comics. I've loved comics since I was a
Mm.
kid, but I kind of got out of them because when you have kids, when you're a kid, it's you don't get to do fun stuff.
Yeah,
Now that I'm
sure.
40 and a little bit better off and have a 24-year-old,
Mm.
and a 10-year-old, I'm a little bit more settled and can go back and do some of those cool things with my
Yeah,
kids
do
now.
fun things. Yeah,
you know,
100%.
and I was so excited when my daughter discovered comic books last year, and now she's reading throughout. Her reading so much better than mine ever was. Um, but I was a little confused on the
Mhm.
sketchbook.
Yes. Yes.
Is that on purpose? Should I still be a little bit confused?
No, so what are you confused about? I'm so
So he
curious.
has the sketchbook, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming
yeah,
like
yeah.
he sketches something and it like happens.
Yes.
Is
So
that what it's? Because like when he was
yeah.
on the rooftop, he sketched and like threw a rock or
Mhm.
something.
Yeah, so okay. So have you ever seen an anime called Full Metal Alchemist? Is that
I have not.
okay? So the powers kind of like work similar to an extent. So what I wanted to do with it was yeah, he can sketch anything in the book and it comes to life, right? So he like
Okay,
sketches his suit or like his
gotcha.
hoverboard, right?
Okay,
That comes to life.
I
And
thought
then
that's what I got from it, but I wasn't 100%.
yes, no, that's totally right. And then so he can sketch something to life. He can also like touch something and suck it into the book. So that's like with the guns and stuff like that. So I was like,
That was
man,
a
someone
cool
had
scene when I saw the
yeah,
books, the guns kind of come to the page,
it
onto
come
the
in the
pages,
face. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
I assume that's where the green vial was into the book.
Yes, was
Okay.
in the book, but he shot up just the suitcase. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. But yeah, so and then he can suck things in, but then also, so like I wanted it to be where he can also like sketch something and then like alter like what's already there. So like when he slams so he like slams the page down, like the scene you're talking about, he slams the page down on the ground, and then that changes what the ground is based off his sketch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Very
yeah.
cool.
But yeah, no, it's actually super. So I'm a disability support worker like by day.
Okay.
So yeah, I work with people with disabilities and get them out in the community and do fun stuff like that.
Very cool.
And one of the guys and the reason that I wanted Sketch Night to like be in a wheelchair and to have that like be a thing and even his powers too, is just because it's like I like to say that I don't draw so much attention to it in terms of like everything about this person is this X element, right? I
Right.
always say, here's the character and then these are his circumstances, right? And being a disability support, these are just people that I've been around, like being in a wheelchair is, you know, has its different complications, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you're joking with people, you're hanging out, you're doing X, Y, and Z, right? And I wanted that representation out into the world and with something like superheroes, I think that it's so cool that you can just be like a kick-ass superhero and have other things about you as well.
I think you really nailed he was so scared of his friends finding out,
Yeah.
right?
Right? Which is such a
Such
real,
a
like,
real
human thing,
yeah, for sure.
right? And it's yeah, it's like this thing, and it's also too like him being different. He's not talking about being in a wheelchair. He's talking about having powers.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like one of those things where, yeah, it's so I'm very lucky to be able to write kind of these experiences into stories. Like yeah, so very happy
Yeah, that's a great
with it.
thing to pull from,
Uh,
like give these kids hope, see
yeah,
themselves,
yeah,
see their likeness, right?
for
That's the thing
sure.
going around TikTok at the moment is, seeing your likeness in a comic book, right? So
Yeah.
hopefully it gives them a chance to see that, which is amazing. I'm fully, support that for sure. So we joked about this
Mm.
earlier. Oh well, so before that, are you good? I didn't destroy your book. I thought it was good.
No, yeah,
I,
no,
I,
no. I'm very, very happy with it.
all
Uh,
right.
yeah, no, no, thank you
Do
very
you
much.
have it? Is it on League of Comic Geeks?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
that's it.
know. I don't know how.
There's a
I guess
way
I'm
to get
still
them on
so
there, and I'm
new,
gonna
right?
figure it
Yeah,
out because I've
yeah,
got to
yeah.
get Panel Pete up there.
Oh, 100%. Panel.
Because that's where I track all my reading, and I'm trying
Mm,
to read, and I'm ahead, which luckily I'm slowly not getting ahead, but I'm gonna catch up tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day. I have tomorrow off. I'm gonna be on
yeah,
that couch over there reading my box of comics.
hell yeah.
But I get to, I'm trying to read one a day. That's like my goal this year.
Hmm.
I'm about 15 to 20 ahead, I think. I might only be 10 ahead now. But I've realized a couple months ago or about a month ago that all the comics I get to read, digitally, I don't
Mm.
track on there. So I'm actually way more
Oh,
ahead,
yeah,
So I got to figure out how to get these comics into League so I can track them. Because I love having the stats of you've
yeah,
read
for sure. Hey,
10,000 pages of comics this year. I'm like, holy cow.
yeah,
Let's see
you're
if I can
like,
beat that next
hell
year.
yeah.
But we were joking earlier. Sorry, go back to
Mm,
this. And you mentioned him a few minutes ago too. It's like really funny to me how even now, like if somebody says you're a comic book writer, I'm like, what? Like that is
yeah,
so
yeah,
weird
100%,
to me.
100%.
We were talking about English and reading, and
Hmm.
to know that I've actually written something now that my
Yeah,
name's
yeah,
going to be on a cover of a book is just so weird.
yeah. No, 100%. It's bizarre. Like it's one of those things that I think probably even now I'm not super used to. And
Right?
like around family, I'll be like, I'm not actually a writer, guys. Like that's crazy if I actually was. But like deep down, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I am a writer. Like,
Yeah, we are
uh,
writers.
yeah,
Did you
right. But
see
it's
TS's post yesterday about
no,
his
I didn't.
masterpiece? You should it's hilarious. He
Yeah.
got in an argument with like his 4-year-old niece,
Mm,
and his niece basically told him he's not a writer and he can't write a masterpiece. It's a
mm,
great video. But I
that's
laughed my
awesome.
butt off because, we are writers. It's very weird when
Yeah,
somebody like TS like, "You're a comic book
yeah,
writer." I'm like, "That's just weird."
100%.
Um,
It's crazy because you feel like now, like I've worked on like Haven and I
mhm.
worked on Sketch Night, which is like,
Ooh.
hey,
Is that a
right?
gloss? Is that a no, not a foil,
Yeah,
just gloss cover? That's
gloss. Yeah,
pretty.
it is. It's nice. I'm
I've
very,
gotta I gotta get me a physical copy.
yeah. There's no better feel, and I feel like we're going at tangents, but like, there's no better feeling than getting that print order in, and it's like physically, it's like,
Right.
and I'm
I
sure
mean,
you
I'm so
experienced that
excited
with the
just 'cause I have
covers,
this print,
yeah, yeah,
just the
exactly,
print of seeing
exactly.
that, like, I can touch this.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
it's
it's weird.
physical, it's there. Well, and it's too, right? Like, so the fact that we were saying and we were joking before of like, I'm actually a writer or I'm not
Mhm,
actually a writer type thing. And it's like having the thing physically there is like is I feel like even more validation
mhm.
and real and like I'll like pick up Sketch and pick up Haven sometimes and like read through it and be like, yeah, no, like I wrote, like, you know what I mean? Like
I
that's it. And
I love reading physical so much more than digital. I do read
wait,
digital because it
for sure.
helped, and I understand. Like people not going to send me a copy of their book every time they get on the podcast. Totally get it. So I read digitally, on my computer, but it's so much cooler when I can read it in person and,
Yeah.
you know, just the paper, the images are better, like everything's better. So I can't wait because I've read mine, every page I get digitally, right? He sends me a page and I've been putting
Yeah.
it in a layout. And so I'll go through and read it. I got 15 pages done, right? And I'm going through reading it and like, this is so cool, but I cannot wait to sit there and turn the
Have it.
page in my comic
Yeah.
book.
Well, yeah, dude. But well, and even that sentence, right, is crazy because and it's so wild because it's like, what separates you or me from anybody else who started out,
That's
you know what I mean?
right, TS. No,
Making
I'm
comic
just
views,
picking on him.
yes.
I love that
Comic
dude.
views,
He's
yeah.
so
Hey.
fun.
But no, he's cool for sure. Uh yeah, like nothing, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like, no, you just start and you do it. And what, like, what kind of writer you become, and like what themes and topics and stories that you take on, that's up to you. And that's such a cool, like, journey, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's like probably what a lot of artists feel a lot of times when they're developing a style. We're developing a writing style.
Correct. A writing style, artist style. So have you thought about doing any artwork?
No, oh
Not at
no,
all?
not at all. If I were to draw or attempt to draw anything that I have in my head, they would not be like Sketch Night, and they would be weird, doodly, just the most horrific things, because I can't. It would be like stick figures, and like, yeah, I mean, which, hey, if you want stick figures, I'm your
You're the
guy,
guy,
okay?
huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I have been toying with this idea because at first, so I do a lot of graphic design. So
Okay.
like
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
cover,
yeah.
this cover, that's graphic design. Like, a circle and some eyes,
Absolutely,
graphic
absolutely.
design, you put it together, that's my handwriting on the $1 each just with my
Hell
mouse,
yeah. Hell yeah.
I can draw boxes and shapes and I can put it together. I'm okay. I'm okay at graphic design. I do it in my day job a lot. I create a lot of flyers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I first had the idea of the comic, I was like, I blew it off really. Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm never going to do this. Cause I can't draw. I can't do this. I'm not, I'm
Mm.
not going to do it. And I finally was like, well, I can hire an artist. Like I'm
Yeah.
interviewing
Yeah.
artists. Like I can hire artists, that's the
Mhm.
thing. And it was so
For
much, it was
sure.
hard for me. Cause like I have this, like controlling, appetite of
Sure.
I've got to
Sure, sure,
control
sure.
everything. Right.
I feel that.
And I had to relinquish that. I'm like, you know what? I can hire an artist. It's okay. It'll happen quicker if I do this. And of course, it is happening
True.
a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But and I love it. And I love Mike. He's been amazing. And I want him to do every book I do if he would. But I just want to draw something too. Just like I created my cover, I want to create another
Yeah.
cover. And I want to I've been inspired by these people on TikTok that are doing the live drawing. They just go live and
Oh,
just
yeah.
draw.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that. I don't know why. I just want to do it. So because here's the other thing. I'm going to do sketch covers, blank covers. And then which is a dumb thing to do in my situation because somebody's going to inevitably ask me to do a remark on it. And I'm going to be
Mm.
like, a stick figure? I don't know.
Mm.
So I've got to practice. I've got to do it. I have a goal. I'm going to do something so I can at least
I
learn to
believe in you.
remark my own cover,
Heck yeah.
you know?
It's so like, once you open like the creative jar, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
so interesting which direction a human being goes with it. And like, I think, yeah, like if you want to write and draw, man, write and draw. Like that's amazing.
We'll see.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I'll pull it off, but you never know. I probably won't do a whole comic. I'll just do like I want to learn to remark and some
Yeah.
more covers. I probably won't
Yeah,
do a
no
whole
doubt.
comic. I don't know if I could do that. Don't think I could. So go into what are you gonna do? You're pitching. Who are you pitching to? How's it going? What's your
Um,
ideas?
what have I pitched? What am I pitching?
Okay.
Invader.
Yep.
I've pitched
They're
Sketch
great
to.
guys.
So
Okay.
yeah, awesome, cool dudes. And yeah, so I think they said they owe me an email. So hopefully we'll be hearing
Right.
from them. And yeah, so pitch that. I'm in talks with Haven, going to a publisher called Godhood.
Okay.
And
What made you do
then
the pitching? What got you to do it?
so I have a insatiable need, want, and desire to be in the comic industry.
Okay.
Um, like now, like
Oh, okay.
yesterday.
Like yesterday. You don't
Yeah,
want to
like
wait your
yesterday.
turn. You just want
No,
it
I don't
now.
want to. I want
Okay.
to like. I
I'm
want to
just picking.
like make something so good to like
Right.
light it on fire, pretty much. Yeah, I love making comics
Mm-hmm.
and manga too. You know what I mean? Which is just Japanese comics, really.
Right.
Um,
But it's backwards. I don't.
but it's back. Well, I'm making American manga that's read left to right. Just saying. Just saying. Huh? Is there a market for it? What am I hearing?
I
Uh,
will take one
right. But
right now
you
because my daughter she wants it. She reads
yeah.
it, and I'll open it up the right way, and it's like you're reading this wrong, and I'm like, I almost cussed right then, and I'm like, you know what, book? You don't tell me what's right and wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. And
That's just the old man in me.
no, I I feel that. I feel that. And yeah, and so I pitched out to some of those guys, and really I want to work on more books. I want to work on series cuz like right now I fund, what I mean, all my books.
Oh yeah, I
We
know
have
that
Sketch
feeling.
Night Haven, Kodiak, um another one shot, and then the American manga I'm doing. So we have like 5, 6 projects on the go. And hey, I mean, you're hiring an artist. What I mean, just the bows and arrows and slings and thorns that come with that to the financial wallet. And yeah, but more than that though, I want like experience. You know what I mean? Like I want to make a lot of works so that I can improve. And I know that I'm going to make mistakes, but
100%.
I want to find out what those mistakes are so that, what I mean, we're just
You can
constantly
learn
going.
from them, and you can level up. Do
Exactly.
you play D&D? It's just like
Yeah,
D&D. You
D&D.
got to
Oh
get the
yeah,
XP. You got to level up.
roll a D20,
That's
100%.
right.
Absolutely.
So it's I've talked about this with a few guests. It's all about leveling up, and
Yeah.
episode 1 is nothing like episode
It's nothing
70.
like episode 6. Yeah,
So
100%. Absolutely.
if you judge me by episode 1, we're not going to go far, but judge me by, just that we're creating content. And
Yeah.
I think the biggest compliment I ever got so far was just, the guy was thankful just for coming on and give me being able to give him the
Yeah.
platform to speak. And I love that more than anything,
Right,
because
right.
that's kind of like my mission statement, I guess you'd say, is just being able to give creators a voice, right? And a platform to share that voice. And I hope one day, that I can get to the point where it actually makes a difference for that creator,
Yeah,
right?
well, it's making a difference for me right now,
Well,
sir.
I
I tell
appreciate
you
that.
what. No, I like honestly, because it is such a needed thing, especially in indie comics.
Right.
Like, man, indie comics, it doesn't matter how good your book looks. It doesn't matter as you got indie comics under your name, and it is hard to get. We were talking
Any
about
traction.
marketing before, right? Any traction, and
Yep.
it's so bizarre to me
And
because
I
there's
struggle with it too.
yeah,
It's just,
sure,
I have, I'm free preview. I don't know if anybody's actually signed up for that. Maybe 2 people, but
yeah.
I just got to keep pushing it out there and keep doing it
Just
and not quit,
literally. It's for Haven issue 1, my pre-launch page. Like I said, I was lucky. My pre-launch, we got up to I think like 150. like
Wow.
followers or whatever, right? But literally, like that number sounds nice. Literally, that was me probably every day or every other day, like posting on Reddit, posting on Facebook. You know what I mean? And it's like it's not something where you get these like dopamine hits of like big rushes of people, right? Where
Right.
I'm getting
It's
20 people in a day.
one
It's
here.
literally one person this day, maybe fucking one person or two people the other day, right?
Right.
Like it's drip feeding like over month. Like Haven pre-launch page probably stayed up for like 3 months, I want to say.
Wow.
And it was literally just every, because that's all you can do. Like when
Right.
you start with no voice or no, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
but yeah, but and then you get to the 150 or you get to the whatever, right? And it's like I think people see a big number sometimes, and it's like it takes a lot to get, even to there, and even to where I'm at, like I still want, you know what I
Oh, yeah.
mean? Like, yeah,
I just, I love the idea of this, you know, getting to the point where, and I know it'll take time. Anything
yeah,
on
yeah,
social media or any of this takes, 12 to 18 months to even start
yeah,
anything. And I'm in
100%.
9 months, I'm halfway there, basically. And but to get to the point where somebody comes on this show and this podcast and it makes a difference for them is
Yeah.
gonna like that's the best reward I'll ever get, I think. You know, for me, to feel like I've given that voice to people and can help people. That's what
Well,
it's all about.
I'll
We're all in this
email you.
together.
Absolutely, and I will email you when it happens for me for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Um, cool. So what about how do you stay hungry? We talked about that in the pre-show,
Yeah.
intro. How do you stay hungry in this? What keeps you going?
Um, it's weird with comics, right? Because I feel like any other industry, if you put out something that's like standards wise or bar wise in terms of like a level of quality, if you put out something in music, right, that's like a high quality or whatever is a high quality, I feel like you get certain recognitions. Video games, even, right? You put out a good
Yeah,
game, right? But comics, it's a different beast. You know what I mean? Where not only does your thing have to be good, but it has to be like now in front of eyes. And the only thing that's gonna get those eyes there is you, right?
right.
And even when you release a book, like I thought with Haven, hey, like I'm putting up this like, piece of work that I'm very happy with. Let me, put it up, let me put in the footwork for all the followers I have, because I have. Um and then it becomes easier. And what you don't know is like it just becomes more work, right? Like it
Right.
just there's just, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm at the end of the tunnel, and now things are cool. No, and
No.
now it's more work.
Yeah.
And it's like it's this thing of like, okay, you're kind your world is expanding there, where it's not just gonna be the one project or the two project, and then no matter what quality, and then here we are, right? It's gonna be work. So then you can say to yourself, you can be like, hey, am I gonna be the person that puts in the work to get to where I want to be? Or does that deter me? And I don't think either is right or wrong. It's your
It's
personal
your
journey,
personal journey. I love that.
100%. But for me, I'm like, we're getting to that. we're getting to that point, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm hungry for it and I want it. And I think I'm aided, obviously, by my partner, who's just in it with me too. And that is such like a just making comics. And I think you're so lucky to have your family and be doing this with your family and stuff like that, because making comics can be so isolating sometimes. And well, I think anything creative, really, you know what I mean? Like when someone says I want to be a singer, or I want to, you know what I mean, like I want to be a professional sports player or whatever,
Right.
that feeling is not something that everybody feels, right? Not something that everybody understands. And so like having my partner be in this with me and be doing the social medias and be like step in step with me,
Really helps.
is it does, and it validates a lot of what we do here, right? Because you get that kind of like nudge, or you get that other, you know, voice that's like, hey, well, you're on the right path. You're correct in continuing to go. Yeah. So I yeah, nothing without my support systems for sure.
Support system for sure. My daughter's my support system. She's helped me. y- We all have good days. We have bad days.
Yeah.
And I was having a bad day at my day job, and I still needed to do, a couple hours of work on the podcast. And she came in here. She's like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "I'm just trying to get my work done. Just trying to get it done." She's like, "Well, don't quit." I'm like, "What? Like, I'm not gonna quit." It's just
Yeah.
funny, like, but it was cool to me to know that she's invested, even at 10 years old. Like, she's now invested in this
Yeah.
too, where she don't want to quit. She don't want to see me quit, which I'm have no plan on quitting. But it's like it's really cool to know that she has a little bit of drive too. And even she'll help me now make reels and stuff. It's really fun
Yeah.
because she's like, "I want to
That's
try
awesome.
this." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay." So
100%.
I log in on her computer, let her make a reel or two, and she's done it a couple times. That's been helpful. Because I
That's
do like
great.
all day Sunday, I'll sit and make reels and
Yeah.
edit episodes and plan them, schedule them for the week, to get it all out there. So I can, just chill a little bit during the week, so
Yeah.
get them all planned and all that stuff. But it's awesome to stay hungry and keep doing it and having so much fun with this. Like each
Yeah.
episode is amazing. You know, love getting out there. We did the Substack thing and now I can do blog posts because that's one thing I've been lacking is somewhere to put a blog post because you're supposed to do that with every episode. Supposedly that's like a thing.
I think that
With
helps. Yeah.
podcasting. So now I can just use Substack to do that. I just make a post on there and just type all about the episode and, adds words and keywords out there to get discoverability, so
Yeah.
it'll happen. It will happen.
100%. And like look what you said before, right? Like, don't judge one from, episode 60, right? Or
That's
episode
right.
70. And like, I mean, you interviewed, Stephanie, for
Right.
which is great, right? And
That is
it's like,
awesome.
hey, writing Daredevil right now, by the way,
Right.
like that's pretty crazy. And it's like, so cool. So that's right. That's 60 episodes in,
That was
whatever.
a level up for sure.
Level up 100%. And then it's like, where's it gonna be in the next 60 episodes, right?
You
Like
never
from that,
know.
that's such a cool thing, like in the creative space,
For sure.
like, like for seeing that through, and then seeing like those results, right? Those little bumps or those little encouragements help fuel the fire, right? And you're like, okay, I'm on the
I'm on the right
I'm on the
track.
right path. Yeah,
We are.
exactly.
We're all on the right path.
Absolutely.
Which I think this whole episode has been this, but if you could pick one piece or multiple for inspiring creators or artists, like what would you tell them?
I would say to do it. I would say to do it tomorrow. I would say don't worry about not being good enough. Don't worry about like um because a lot of times when you get into the industry, you get into something creative, you hear from the outside looking in, you hear like, oh, like I heard a bunch when I was first started, like, there's no money in comics, like why would you know what I mean, like there's like you can't break through anymore, like there's like all these different things, right? And from people that have been doing it for a while, and that to me was so like such a hit, like demoralizing, right? And I feel like in my life I've let those types of comments stop me from doing things before, right? And no sooner did I start doing it, did I start making the types of stories I want to make, making the types of comics that I want to make, did I see that that was not only not true, but those kind of jaded comments come from like a place of hurt, and I think that when you start doing it and truly meaningfully start, you give it a month, you give it 2 months, and you start producing things. I think that there's something special that happens there, and I think that 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 is your thing, right? Or that you're kind of on the right. And not to say there won't be self doubt, because there always will be, right? And even times when you've done great, right? Even times when you feel like you've stepped up, no sooner are you like, but is what I'm doing correct, or good enough, or I'm
Mhm.
not really this, or I'm not really that, right? Know that those feelings pass, right? And the people around you, who I had my parents brag about me at Christmas because one of my works might get picked up by, and my parents, mind you, are the type of people that I say, hey, I'm making this comic book, and they're like, I don't know what that is, like,
Right.
kind of thing,
What are you
right?
doing? Like,
And yeah,
go get a
and it's
job,
just,
kid.
yeah, well, I will 100, well,
Right.
exactly, and all that, right? And it's,
Yeah,
but
I've dealt
they've,
with that in my life.
yeah, yeah, oh, for sure. And it's so crazy because in the beginning it was very much that, and in the middle it was very much that, and like, since I've been getting them physically made and shipped to the house, and I've been going to cons, and I just did a comic book signing at my local comic shop, and they freaked out, right? Like, they were so excited and proud, and like, you know what I mean? Like, my mom came to the signing and stuff like that. It
Awesome.
was just, it was, yeah, and it was just this thing of like, I, and this is true of folks. This is true of anything. Like, starting something creative is the scariest thing to do. I don't care if you do music. I don't care if you write comics or draw or whatever, because you put a part of yourself, right, like, on the page, no matter what you do, right? And I think parts of us, tend to just go, well, because I made this, it has to, not meet a certain level, or because I made this, right? And that's the farthest thing from the case. And I think you stick it out and you give it some real time, and I think that you can not only achieve where you want to be, or make what you want to make, but you can do it at a level where you are, you know, that kind of like far away professional guy at it. Yeah, so that's, follow your dreams,
Follow
folks.
your dreams. That's right.
Follow your
You know,
dreams.
you don't need to eat. You just need to follow your dreams.
Yeah. I mean,
I pick on myself about that because when I had my hobby shop, my store, we
mm,
didn't make a lot. Like, we ate well, and that was about it.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
sure.
Obviously, the size I am, you could tell I ate well. Um, but no, that's great. I mean, I think you should do it. Everybody should do what they want to do and just do it. Just the world's better if
Just,
you tried it and did it, than it did if
heck
you didn't.
yes. As to quote a Nike ad, just
Right.
do
That
it,
comes up a lot I hope Nike needs to sponsor this podcast because I say just do
right?
it a lot, or other
You heard it
people
here
too.
first, Nike. When you get the Nike ad, all right, you email me.
Yeah, right? I need the
Yeah,
Nike ad. That would be
yeah,
amazing. Nike. I'll wear
absolutely.
Nike shoes.
Oh,
I
for
might have
sure.
a pair of them around here somewhere. I'm sure I do.
Yeah, I
What
will
is
now.
what is I like to ask this question before I go into my fun questions because we've
For sure.
covered a lot of stuff, but is there anything that we didn't talk about that you'd want to talk about? Because the last thing I ever want, again, like I'm doing, like this is my way, I think, of giving back to the community, right? And giving a
Yeah.
voice, giving a platform. I want you to be able to talk about anything you want to talk about that I didn't ask, or something you need to talk about that I didn't ask. You know, this
Oh,
is the
fair.
time. Anything.
Anything. Hey, man, that's very, very broad, and I
It is
appreciate it.
broad,
I
but
do.
I had
Um,
Will Dennis, Stephanie Phillips'
yeah,
editor. He's like, well, we can talk about politics and religion. And I'm like, can we not? Stephanie was losing it in the background. It was hilarious.
yeah, yeah. No, we can talk about politics and religion, hey? Here first, guys, on the political pod.
Right?
Um,
It's very weird because I've been watching these yeah, you watch TikTok, you see
yeah,
the controversial videos,
yeah,
of either
yeah, yeah,
piracy or the new comic book day screaming or, all those things, right? And I'm like, I
yeah,
just wanna stay so far away from those. Like,
yeah,
and, like, I
yeah.
probably shouldn't, I probably should have an opinion, but it's like, at the same time, like, I really don't wanna get involved.
Well, and it, you know what I mean? Like, as it's one of those, like, as a writer, right? Uh, when I'm working on new books and stuff like that, a lot of what in like, um, a lot of what I ingest, gets kind of put into my work, right? Like whether I'm watching a show or life in general, nature. You go on a walk. There's so many different things that are a part of the writing process, that you as a writer get to like interpret and then like eject out in your own way, onto the page, right? And I find that just like the drama and the craziness that can be the comic book industry. Good lord, okay? Or any, yeah, we live in hard times sometimes, but can just skew things, in a way where it puts you in a weird headspace. And yeah, I'm the same as you, man. Like I don't really like follow or really like dive too much into like the drama or the politics or whatever. I just want to make like really cool, really interesting stories, um that hopefully meet a bar of, professionalism.
Yeah, I love that. So, do you have anything we need to talk about? When's your next book coming out?
So my next book will be a one shot called Kodiak. It is the first book that I kind of stepped into the publishing shoes a bit, and instead of creating a book, I actually hired a writer this time. Hired a writer, used our same artist, and I was like, I want you to be a part of Rook City.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, well, and
All
it
right.
also solves
This
the
is going another hour. All right, we're diving
yeah.
into this.
Woo! Let's go, let's go. I'm for it. I got all the time in the world. We will see. But yeah, so I hired Travis Gibb, who is great with the comic industry and just community as a whole. He's very great at propping up the indie scene and awesome guy. But yeah, I got him to write Kodiak, which is going to be a one shot. It also solves like the question of like, whenever, or like, have you watched Daredevil, Born Again at all? Yeah, okay. So like when it's been a while, folks.
It has
If
been a minute.
yeah, when the city's like, a craze and it's New York, you're gonna be like, where's Spider-Man at? You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh, I don't know. I think Jessica Jones lives there too, right? Like, where are my people at here? And I think with creating a universe or a city, those questions bound to pop up, right? And so with Sketch and Haven, those are going to be my series, my issues. But I want to do one shots with different creators, for them to inject their stories in a Rook City, um, and let them play around in the world I've built.
That's really
Um,
cool.
yeah. So Kodiak is a father daughter story. Um,
Like those.
that yeah, no, good. And it follows District 2 of the city, and it's more like unkept. It's more like lawless, you know what I mean? Enhanced will play a bigger factor, and the Devil Syndicate actually um are vying for power. Um Cousins are vying for territory. And so whoever can kind of take over the district or cause as much mayhem gets the district pretty much, right? And so it follows this father daughter in this apartment, and they come in, and Kodiak is this old grizzled vigilante who maybe in his 20s or 30s, you know, was on patrol and stuff like that, but now is older, is very more like Batman, you know, kind of at his older age, right? Where he's worn down, he uses like an oxygen tank, you know, and he just doesn't have the fight in him, but the fight has come to him now. And his daughter, who's watched this man grow up and be this hero of the city, takes on the mantle um with him to fight, because I think a part of her knows that he won't be able to, you know, with these armored men coming into the apartment now, you know, if he goes by himself, who knows, right? And so you follow this father and daughter take down these guys, but really it's like this, you know, because Kodiak has done all these things before, right? Has taken down the bad guys, broken to, but you see age like cling to him now,
That's
you know,
crazy.
and you're not quite sure if he's gonna do it right, or if he's gonna
Right.
do that extra step, right? And it's beautifully done. And yeah, and so just the roller coaster ride that takes you on, and then the ending is heartbreaking, really.
Jeez.
It's yeah, I won't say too much more, but it's
Yeah. Don't
yeah.
spoil it. When does it come
But
out?
so
When do you
it's
think?
so we're pre-launching probably this weekend, and
Oh,
then it will
so when I
be
release this, it'll be live.
no, because we're gonna start on pre-launch, and then I usually like to run my pre-launches for like a month.
Okay.
So yeah, so I will
So go to the pre-launch page. The pre-launch will be
yes,
live.
yeah, when this is up, the pre-launch will be up, and
There you
so you
go.
can definitely follow if you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just it's so interesting because it's like um I built this Rook City universe, right? And now like another writer, right, gets to play in the sandbox, right, and
Right.
gets to
So
come up
go
with
into that
their
because I've
own.
heard a couple people talk
Yeah.
about this, and I've toyed with it
Mhm.
too. With like, do I want to hire somebody to write now too instead of me
Yeah.
writing, or maybe I
It's
write?
more
I don't know.
expensive.
Yeah,
It's more
definitely. You know,
yeah, so
what's
it's, you
money?
know, the I mean,
It is
you
what it
know, what
is. I have a day job for now, so
all money's green, you
right.
know, it's
Is your money green
um,
or is it pink? I thought it
yes.
was like pink and
Different colors in Canada.
yeah, you have
You know what?
different
You got me
colors.
there. You got
Gotcha.
me there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we have
yeah.
green money. Y'all have
Yeah,
funny money,
yeah, yeah.
as my mom
We got
calls it.
monopoly money,
Funny money.
some
Yeah,
people say.
monopoly
Yeah,
money.
yeah.
That's funny because like I went to Germany and I had a bunch of euros. And I was
Mm.
like, what is this?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
even the size of freaking monopoly money.
Absolutely,
It's small.
absolutely.
But like, so what gave you the idea, or why did you hire a writer? Like, what was your idea with that?
Yeah. So like here's the thing, right? Is so with Skitson and Haven, like those are I will always write those. Those will always be mine. Um but I started to think about like what I wanted to build, right? And I could have written the one shots, right? There's gonna be two one shots, but I could have written the one shots, but um then like what you have is you have this city built, you have this universe built, and you only really have one voice in it, right? You know, being mine. And I wanted there to be an opportunity, especially with something like superheroes, because with you know, you can go so many different directions. And so I wanted other people to have the opportunity to be able to tell, you know, their story or a type of story in this world I've built. And I wanted it to be when we look back on Rook City, when you know Haven is done and when Sketch Night's done and I do my volumes and all that crazy fun stuff, guys.
Right? Yeah.
Um
Will I
You know,
get
I
to
don't
6 to create a volume of
yeah,
Canopy?
exactly. Well, actually, volumes are like
4 to
3 or
s
4
yeah, it
now.
can be 4 to
Yeah,
6, 3 to 6, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna do 4 issues of volume. I feel like is gonna be my joint.
Do I get to
Um,
4, folks? Let's see.
yeah,
2
I
stay
think I
tuned.
think you will. I think you
Okay,
will.
we might.
Yeah, it's
I gotta
I
sell
think
at least 1 copy of the first one first.
you will for sure. It's well, and selling. Oh, dude, there's so many, and there's so many cool stories with selling. Like my first con, I got a like there was this kid who was like just looking around and stuff, and yeah, he was kind of like just like peeking at my stuff or whatever. I had like Haven there, and I just was like, hey man, you can check it out if you want to. Like it's he's like 10, right? And so he looks at it, is reading it, and then he pulls his dad over. His dad comes over to the booth, and he's like, I want this one, right? And some people buy, some people don't buy. They didn't end up buying, but I was like, you know what? Keep it, please, right? And it's one of those things where it's like,
That's gonna be me. I'm gonna give
yeah,
make more
yeah,
copies than I'm
sure,
gonna sell for
right.
sure.
Well, right, and it's like it's such a cool and like even when I did the comic book signing, yeah, like there were definitely times where like kids would come up and be like 100% because like in those situations, like I would have loved to be that kid. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yep.
Right? Where it's like don't necessarily might not have money or whatever, but like, I
So
like this piece, this thing.
my
Yeah.
point to that, and that's really why I did I don't know if it's why, it's one of the reasons why. I'm gonna start doing conventions next year in February, right? And but I totally plan on just going to conventions as the podcast, right? Get a booth,
Absolutely.
show up the podcast, and I had to wrap my head around not selling something, which was very hard
Mm,
for me because I've done conventions, in the gaming side of the world where I had accessories and items to sell, and you sell, you make your booth money back, right? But I'm like, how am I marketing or how am I going to a convention to not sell anything as the podcast? Like, I have to look at its marketing, and a subscription or a like or a follow or a subscribe is a sale,
yeah.
right? And
Oh yeah.
the comic book's gonna just help me, ease my mind that I might make like $5 and can at least like buy my lunch off selling a couple comic books, hopefully. But
Mm,
I was totally like I was in the restaurant the other night or went to pick up pizza and I was in the store and there's this little kid and he was like wearing a Spider-Man or he had a Spider-Man doll. I was like, oh, Spider-Man's awesome, And like we just had I had this whole like superhero conversation with a 3-year-old, and I so wish I had my book and could have given him one.
yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. And it's like it's so connecting too. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
for
Like being
sure.
at a con and it's like these are other people that have like the same ideas. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like writing a comic or doing whatever. Um and people are so nice. People are so nice. Like it's just crazy. And so it makes, this thing that was just like me and my partner and like, that support system and me and my family and that support system. And then it kind of like, broadens it. And it's like,
Right.
oh no, me and this like community of people that like are into the same sort of stuff that I'm into, and it's like that level of like peer to peer kind of thing is really, really cool.
Yeah, being able to give your book to somebody like a peer too is gonna be amazing. I can't wait
Yeah,
to do that too. And we
sure.
totally sidetracked this conversation from the hiring a writer. I think my main question in that, because one thing that's
Yeah,
been like I've been trying to figure out if I were to do that is what information did you give the writer about the world or the
yeah,
universe you've built to know or feel comfortable that he was okay, you're good to write in this universe now.
yeah. So what I did was I gave like a set of because the way I look at it, it's almost like a creative writing challenge, right? And
Okay.
so I gave them like the parameters of the sandbox, and then they use those
Gotcha.
and kind of ran with it. So like for instance, for Rook City, I said you know, people get their powers from human mutations, right? So from like X-Men mutants type beat. So if you're going to build a superhero um or character, like, have that in mind, right? And then some other things where, I want the action. So like for me, with Rook City, I see it as more grounded. This is maybe how powers would be if they were a bit more intense. So I like to say, like, if you're gonna use superpowers for a character, if there's gonna be a fight, make sure that it has an intensity and a level of stakes. So like,
Okay.
yeah. And so I kind of built out these kinds of parameters or boundaries that I think the story or elements that could happen. And then what they do is they then go, okay, I just let them cook. I just let them do their thing. And sometimes like the first idea isn't like, and that's an awkward conversation, let me tell you.
Yeah.
That's an awkward conversation where you especially like artist to writer, there's a bit of leeway of like, I'm never gonna be able to like perfectly, say the words that I want for the thing to be on the page exactly how I picture it, right?
Right.
And for the artist's interpretation, they're never gonna, exactly be able to write. And they might have a different take and a different whatever. And so like that kind of relation, there's leeway with like revisions and
100%.
stuff like that. And then writer, it's a little bit awkward. It's a little bit because you're just like, listen, there are a lot of good elements, but I think maybe a different type of story kind of thing. And yeah, and so with Kodiak, it was originally going to be something else, and then I was like, why don't we take a second crack at that? And then it ended up being Kodiak, and I think you know awkward conversations aside, I think what we ended up with was really heartfelt, and even like going through it, I'm like, yeah, like it really is. And for him, he's a father, right? With and so he put, I feel like, more of himself in it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I'm just, yeah, so I think collaborating with anyone, just always watching out for feelings and kind of different conversations for sure.
Oh, that was fantastic. We got all the way to the part where I'm like, is there anything we need to talk about? And you're like, got a whole nother book we got to talk about. That was awesome. So, and pre-order or pre-launch is going up this weekend. So by the time this is out, it'll already be up. So you have to
Kodiak,
send me a link to that so I can link it in the
100%,
show notes and
100%.
everything and in the new blog post on Substack.
Absolutely,
Get that plug
absolutely.
in there. While you're there, subscribe, get your free preview of the Chronicles of Panel Pete.
Heck yeah.
Insert
Panel P.
ad for Panel
Insert
Pete.
ad here.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at that. I've make my own ads. Like I have an
Yeah.
ad for Panel Pete. I have an ad for like Annika and I's show. And that's about it. But but it's just fun. And then I've little fun videos I play sometimes. But hopefully if I get
100%.
subscribers, I have like tiers where you can like get shout out on the podcast or stuff.
Yeah,
So I'll make
that's
stuff like
that's
that.
super cool. And even when you're at a con, I think it'd be so interesting if you were to like, do you know like at weddings where they sometimes they have like that telephone or whatever where you can like leave the bride and groom like a little 10-second
Yeah.
message? I think it'd be so cool if you like were at a con and like we're tabling, right? And like, hey, this is like my podcast or whatever. Then if you were like you can record like a 10-second whatever, a memo, a blurb, and obviously you can filter them out,
Right.
for any craziness. But then you just have like a bunch of these people that are like, I don't know, sharing their experience at
At the
a con
con.
or just saying whatever, right? Or
I've had a very
and
similar thought, but you just
yeah,
solidified it.
yeah, because I think that's because
So I
that's
thought
like
about having
authentic. Yeah.
right. I thought about having a backdrop, like just like a little 3-foot backdrop or whatever.
Mm.
and be like, you want to be on a podcast, and like have like a series of like 5 questions, and like they pick one and just answer
Yeah,
it. Right.
yeah.
Hit
Oh,
record. Like
100%.
I'll have my, GoPro camera there or something and just hit record and they answer the question. And I
Yeah.
also want to do lives. I've got to figure out lives at a podcast,
Oh,
live
yes. Yes, yes,
podcast at the
yes.
shows.
Yeah.
So got to figure that one out. So if you got ideas, hit me up.
No, 100%.
Anybody out there, you
Yeah.
too. But
Folks, the
folks, hit
internet.
me up. I got to figure out live events, broadcasting or whatever. I got to figure that out. So cool. Where can you get your other books? You have a
So,
website or
yes, I do have a website. So
okay,
Rook City Comics, ROOKCITY Comics. Rook City Comics. You can get digital or physical of Haven and Sketch Night
sweet.
now. And yeah, we just wrapped actually Sketch Night, the Kickstarter, I think a month ago.
Okay. How'd that go?
Month and a half ago. We funded.
Sweet.
We made 4,000 Canadian dollars.
So like
Which
$5?
is, yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
always the joke. That's always the joke
I'm
that
so
Americans
sorry. I
go
should
for.
not have
No,
said
no,
that.
no.
I'm so sorry.
I like instinctively. I pause for it now. Like,
I deal with that in my day job. We have
yeah,
we have
yeah,
customers all over the world, and like
for sure.
it's always funny seeing like the different conversion rates.
Yeah.
And like
Oh,
some
yeah.
companies it's
It's
really
painful.
high, some it's really low.
It's especially working with artists from America and then
Mhm.
like having to convert. Ooh, it's a time.
I'm gonna
But
pay you 4,000 Canadian. And you're like, what
you're
is
like,
that? I mean, that's still like what, 3,500, 3,300, something like that.
it's like, oh, 3,000 Canadian would probably be like 40. I think you'd probably be getting close to like 3,800, 4,000 kind of thing.
Okay.
Like it gets, the higher the number, it gets kind of up there. So
Kind of gets up there. Yeah. No,
yeah,
that's funny. But well, awesome. So you funded. So what's your tip?
yeah.
I usually ask about Kickstarters and how you did. Like we touched on it briefly earlier in marketing and what was what did you do? Like what was the one thing that like pushed over the edge or got people to back or
Um, yeah, that's fair because like Haven. So Haven was the first one. Sketch Night was the second one, and I thought like this is gonna be, if Haven did this, Sketch Night's gonna do. You know what I mean? Like
right?
crazy, right? And it wasn't that at all. It was very much the slow, every little bit, every little day kind of thing, and that was humbling. That was humbling for sure. Even with Haven's success and stuff like that, and then so it really was like another one of those moments where like, all right, here's the more work, more work, more work thing,
Right.
right? And but it was good. Like like to say that a lot of the stuff I learned from like Haven issue 1 in terms of like running a Kickstarter, Haven issue or Sketch Night issue 2, Sketch Night issue 1 was a lot easier to kind of wrap my head around, because when you like do something for the first time, um you just don't know what you're doing. What I mean, you don't know
Right.
like what looks good, and especially on like a page where you're like, I'm technically selling this to you. You know what I mean? Like I want this to look nice kind of thing. And yeah, I think you just kind of learn the more you do it. I think with making the comic the same way as promoting it or marketing it. The more you do it, the better you become, and your first one's always going to be like your worst one compared to like the 60th, right?
Right. That's right. We're getting there. I just started doing like, actual videos, like not from the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
podcast, just posting like recording videos. That's
yeah.
been fun. I recorded a really funny one yesterday and I haven't released it and I don't know that I will, but it's really funny to me. It was Mark Wade, the artist Mark Wade. He's all over like Facebook right now advertising a new book that he's doing going on Kickstarter. And he's like, I'm working with artist AJ Fields. And I'm like, he said AJ. So I started stitching this whole video because he said
Yeah,
AJ, and it was really funny, but I don't know if I'm going to release it. We'll see. I have the guts to do it. We'll see.
I'd throw it up there. I'd throw it out there because I mean, social media, just throw whatever out because you're gonna have some duds, you're gonna have some like
Right.
diamonds in the rough, and a lot of times the stuff that
You
you
don't
know
want to post is the
you
stuff that
you
does
you don't
good.
want to post, right? Because it's like there's this like I don't know, like I feel like the sillier or like it's so weird because like I feel like working and like and just kind of like daily life, you're meant to be like one way with it, right? And you're meant
Right.
to like act a certain way in X, Y, and Z. And then like when it comes to like the creative stuff and the posting, right? The marketing, it's like the sillier you are, or like the more like, it's authentic, right?
Right.
Because it's like you're just being like someone's gonna look at that and go, this is person's like most authentic, like they're just doing what they're doing, right? Kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's the kind of stuff that whether it should go viral or not, or whatever, algorithm this and algorithm
Yeah.
that, it's one of those things that people see and it's just real, right?
Right.
It's just like people being people, right?
That's right. People being people. Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you my fun questions now,
Heck
and
yeah,
then
let's do it.
we can wrap this up.
Those weren't the fun questions.
Well, those were, but these are like I ask I guess I ask
Heck
everybody
yeah.
those questions too. I don't know. I've just always said it's my fun questions. I don't know why.
Heck
They
yeah.
used to be in the first couple interviews, they were in the beginning. And then I got told, somebody was like, you should move those to the end. And now I'm like, okay, they're at the end. So I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. You tell me if they should have been in the beginning or
sure.
end with the end. Who was your first favorite superhero or comic book character? Spider-Man. Okay. What was the first comic book you ever read? Do you remember?
First comic book. Actually, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Y-
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is your favorite current series?
Favorite current series. I think right now, so I'm reading Radiant Black is really good. Rogue Sun is really good. And then I'm a sucker for like Saga.
Okay.
And Descender. Descender is like this cool like robot android sci-fi one, but then it's cool because it has this a series called Ascender, which is 10 years later and it's fantasy,
Oh,
and so it's like you get to see like this sci-fi world turn into like a fantasy one, and it's like it's cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could live in a comic book universe, which one would you live in?
Universe. Is it weird to say my own?
Nope, not at all. I've been waiting for somebody to say
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own.
right. Like probably mine, dog. That's
There you
why I'm
go.
making the
I love it. Perfect answer.
100%.
You're living in Rook City.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, sir.
I mean, why else would you create it if you didn't want to live
But
there?
it's like
I
the
don't know,
coolest thing in my mind, and it's like out now.
I was interviewing this one guy that wrote like this killer gang high school. I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't want to live in that world. That's okay. I'm getting that book soon. It's a Kickstarter from many moons ago. If you could have any superpower, which one would you choose?
I think like super speed is cool because I think like it kind of does what teleportation does already, and then you can do like other things with it too. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, I get super speed a lot. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest.
yeah.
But I get that answer a lot. But I'm okay with it. So if you could have any character, they don't have to be a sidekick. It could be a main character too.
Okay,
But if you could
okay.
have any character as your sidekick, who would you choose?
As my sidekick. All right, as my sidekick, I would probably do. Dang, I'd probably. You know what? I would probably do Jason Todd.
Okay.
I feel like he's got a little angst in him,
Mhm.
and it'd be cool.
All right, this is the best question. Or the hardest hitting question. I don't know. I don't ask hard hitting questions. If your life were a comic book, what would the title be?
If my life were a comic book. What would the title be? Damn. It would, if my whole life, it would be, come on, writer brain, think of something. And you know what's so funny is like titles and names are like my worst thing. Like that's the thing I
Right?
do last. Okay, my life were a comic book. It would be, uh, I don't know, Zero to Superhero, a Brayden Viloria story.
I like that.
Yeah, we're going daytime
I was about
documentary
to
with
say this might be a
with this.
documentary.
We're going. It's
You
a. It's
know,
a. You know what? It's doing what The Office did, but in comic book form. All
right.
right.
I love it.
It's the comic mockumentary that everybody wanted.
Love that.
Yeah.
30 for 30 with Brayden.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, dude, this has been amazing.
It's been a fun time, man.
Right? We've gone hour and a half, and
Yeah, I can.
even more actually because of the pre-show. But it's been amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everybody, go get his book. Go to the Kickstarter. Go to my Kickstarter pre-launch page and like it. Go to Substack and like it. He's gonna create a Substack, and then you're gonna have to subscribe to his too.
Right after this podcast.
It actually wasn't that hard to do. I mean, it was a little confusing, but I did get it figured out. Yeah, I had to make some graphics for it and stuff, but it was cool. It was all right. I just need people to subscribe and learn about the book.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? That's yeah. After you make the thing, you're just like, well, I guess I just need people to see it now.
Right.
You know
now
what I mean?
it's like, okay, it's sitting
you're
there.
pushing it out there.
Yeah, do something with it. It's like the guy with the little stick, like, do something.
Yeah. I made you do it now.
Do something for me. No, it's funny.
2,000 followers overnight. Let's go.
Yeah. We need this overnight, success. Yeah, we're impatient. We need it now. This is 2026 almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, but thank you so much, Brayden.
Yeah,
It's been
thank
awesome.
you.
You're welcome. Come back when you launch another book or whatever. Hit me up. We'll get you back on.
Will do.
I am booked out till like February now, but I'll make an exception for you.
Oh,
I'm just
my heart. You see this here, folks?
Oh my goodness.
Jeez. Yeah, no, thank you so much, man. Honestly, like you do a lot of podcasts and stuff when you make comics, and this has been so enjoyable
Awesome.
to just like conversate and talk and just just get into it. A lot of fun, and thank you so much again.
Thank you, buddy. It was great meeting you.
Yeah, you too.
In a world of heroes, villains, and epic stories,
Braha, Anakan, and their ultimate sidekick, Panel P, take you on adventures each week.
showing off their comic book hauls,
Fun trivia and games, honest reviews,
and inspiring conversations with creators and consumers who make it all possible.
Join in on the conversation.
This is Talking Comics.
Trying to start a podcast but feeling stuck? At Aquadio, we help creators make waves with everything you need to bring your voice to life. Hosting, recording, editing, and marketing. Whether you're starting from scratch or just need a little help polishing your sound, we're here to hydropower your creativity. Comment on this video or DM us today and let's dive in.